So this 340 polynomial review we skipped. So if you already did it, great. You're going to go through and do example 2. I'm going to do example 1 and talk about multiplicity again. And then you've got the division problems at the bottom. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the back page to give you some hints, but you're going to do the back page too. And you're going to submit 340 today to get credit for your work today. All right, so when I look at this entire polynomial, what would be the overall degree? I've got an x cubed times x times another x squared. So x to the 6th altogether, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not in standard form, so I actually have to add together all the powers of x's. If it was in standard form, then it would just be like 5x cubed if that was the leading term. So this would be the 6th degree. The leading coefficient is -5, which tells me that the right end must go down because the leading coefficient was negative. The left end must also go down because as I look up in the degree is even. So they have to go the same direction when the degree is even. Looks like my first 0 is at 0, 0, 5x cubed. What's going to make that 0? 0. Its multiplicity is 3, which is odd, x cubed. So it's going to cut through. Cut through the x-axis is what that means. I shouldn't have circled that up there. All right, my next 0 would be -5. Its multiplicity is just 1, which is odd. So it will also cut through the x-axis at that point. And my last 0, and if you need help solving this, you're going to set that equal to 0, subtract 1 to the other side, and divide by 3. So you have -1/3. -1/3, comma 0. That has a multiplicity of 2, which is even. So it's going to bounce off. All right, so you should be able to now do example 2, the division, ABC at the bottom. On the back page, you, without a graphing calculator, are supposed to be able to match these equations with these graphs. So start with some of the ones you know. You should know which one is the line through the origin. You should know which one is a horizontal line. So like, how would we problem solve example A, for example? Well, can you tell what degree it is? It has to be cubic because one end is going up and the other end is going down. It has to have a leading coefficient that's positive, right? Because the right side's going up. And what are its x-intercepts? It's cutting through at 1, 3, and 5. So you need to go up here and, I mean, this one is actually kind of obvious, 1, 3, and 5. Leading coefficient is positive, degree of 3. So 7 must be A. But some of these are not factored. So for example, you might have to factor out number 10 or use a graphing calculator, but it has to be x to the 4th. And then if I factor out x cubed, I have x minus 3 left. So now I can see that my x-intercepts have to be at 0 and 3, and they both cut through. So let's see if we can find a 4th degree. Probably this one, right? 0 and 3, and they both cut through the x-axis with a positive leading coefficient. So I'd say that 10 is H. So you're going to go through the other problems, figure out what the factors and zeros are, the end behavior, the degree, and try to match up each graph at the top to the graphs at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So they each have one exact answer because there's 15 up here and 15 graphs. And then you're going to submit this back page as well as the front page of 340 for credit for today's class.